Annemarie Roeper was an intrepid pioneer in the field of gifted education, with a focus on the emotional development of each child's unique individual self. An educational consultant for more than 50 years, she specialized in the educational needs of gifted and creative children. Juan Marie was born in Vienna to parents who founded a series of schools focusing on the psychoanalytic understanding of human development and a desire to educate children to build and thrive in a pluralistic, democratic society, principles that helped to shape her ideas about what education should be. In the spring of 1937, with the help of George Roper, Annemarie and her father fled Austria, continuing on to the United States in 1939.
And that, in fact, that the reason we survived the Nazis, the reason we were saved, was that we had to do this.
Annemarie married George, and in 1941 they founded the Roper School in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, one of the nation's oldest and best-known private schools for gifted children.
It became more and more clear to George and me that we needed to be off on our own. We decided to go to Michigan for a year. That was really the beginning of Roper School.
Annemarie has the ability to come at things in a different angle and to remind us that there are things that we haven't thought about. She always brings us back to things we should think about. We may not agree with her, but she always makes us think.
Annemarie received her honorary doctorate in education from Eastern Michigan University in 1978. She edited the Roper Review, a national journal on gifted child education, and authored several books and hundreds of articles on giftedness. She received numerous awards and honors for her work, including the 1999 National Association for Gifted Children's President's Award, an honor rarely bestowed. She is the author of Educating Children for Life, and her last printed chapter appears in the book Off the Charts. Donna Wyatt Ford, Ph.D., is a distinguished professor of education and human ecology and Kerwin Institute faculty affiliate at The Ohio State University's College of Education and Human Ecology.
Well, I ended up getting 4 majors, so one in communication and Spanish as an undergraduate, and then the other one was a master's degree in counseling, and then the PhD in urban education with a focus on psychology and gifted education. For that focus in gifted education, I was able to use with my son and my grandson, and both were identified as gifted. So I want to thank the College of Education for that. I don't know where we'd be if I hadn't gotten this degree from there. The best theme that ran through all of those degrees was an urban focus and a desire to be involved, to give back to the community.
Professor Ford was formerly an endowed chair at Vanderbilt University in the College of Education. Dr. Ford has been a professor of special education at The Ohio State University, an associate professor of educational psychology at the University of Virginia, and an assistant professor at the University of Kentucky. Dr. Ford has written over 300 articles and book chapters. She has made over 2,000 presentations at professional conferences and organizations and in school districts. She is the co-author of several books. Dr. Ford's work has been recognized by various professional organizations. A couple of those awards include the Research Award from the Shannon Center for Advanced Studies and the Career Award from the American Educational Research Association.
That College of Education was visionary because I think before anybody else was talking about or even considering having an PhD in urban education, Cleveland State did it. So when I graduated with the double major in 1983 and then the other degrees, I cannot emphasize enough that Cleveland State University, particularly the College of Education, was making sure that we were getting a rigorous education that was preparing us to work in the real world, real classrooms, and with real challenges so that we could make a positive difference. And that's what I've used all of my degrees to try to do, especially in the field of gifted education and helping teachers, educators, counselors, principals, administrators to be culturally responsive, culturally competent.
One of the nation's top scholars, Dr. Ford's research focuses on gifted and multicultural urban education. Sir Isaac Newton once said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Both Annemarie Roeper and Dr. Donna are key contributors to the field of gifted education.